Hello, hello. Welcome to Music Effect Design. The three of us are here to talk to you about some GARD curriculum that we created. We really wanted to enhance the teaching and education of the directors across the United States, the world, and we have some information to mainstream what we've been doing for color guard. So before we get into it, my name's Tori. I currently live in Indiana. I work in Brownsburg schools. I'm a special education teacher there, and luckily I swooped in and got their guard program as well. So I am a tech and help with their feeder program.
I'm Rebecca. I'm originally from Texas, but recently moved to Mishawaka, Indiana. I teach math at Ivy Tech Community College, and I'm also the assistant color guard coach at Gemtown High School.
Hi, I'm Holly. I am from Phoenix, Arizona. I am currently a music educator. I teach elementary general music and beginning band, as well as teaching color guard at Desert Vista High School and one of our feeder programs, Altadena Middle School. One of the things we're really excited about with telling you guys about this fundamentals of color guard pyramid that we've built is we've spent a lot of time thinking, like, what's the reasoning behind all of color guard? Like, how do we really teach color guard? And that's sort of why we started to think, what's missing from color guard learning? And we thought, we don't have the same vocabulary. Sure, we have similar techniques. We've got drop spins, we've got thumb flips, we've got all of these things, and even some people call them different techniques, but we don't have a common language for how those things work. So our goal in what am I trying to say?
Reimagining.
What was that? Reimagining, that's the word I was trying to find. Reimagining how we teach color guard was trying to find a new language that really just takes all the things we do anyways and puts it into something that we can really use. So we're excited to pull up this pyramid so that you can see what we've been creating and what we are going to have available to you as part of the color guard curriculum.
All right, so we really focused on a pyramid because you have to have those foundational skills before you can do anything else in color guard. So we looked at what exercises schools commonly do. So we do consecutives or drop spins. We do pull hits, cones or carves or whatever we like to say across the country, pull hits, those types of things. And we looked at what all of those skills were practicing. What were we really diving into? Why do we do drop spins? Why do we do thumb flips? So we came up with these words in the bottom layer over here. So we came up with grip. So how you're holding your piece of equipment, how do you get it to do what you do? Squeezing it, is it a loose grip? Power, that comes in handy with tosses and how much power you're putting behind a piece of equipment. Control, so what muscles are you using to ensure that your flag is doing the right things? And then planes, so how do you cut the plane? What does that look like with your body?
And the best part about that layer is that they all are very integrated. There's no one technique or exercise or skill that only works grip, that only works planes. All of those are built in to each fundamentals, which is part of what we're going to talk about in some other videos and some other posts that we're going to have. But all of these are very integrated, and that's what makes them so cool.
Once you have a good mastery of those four basic words, then you can kind of advance yourself to level 2 here. The first block there, execution and accuracy, is talking about like your execution of a specific skill. So one common thing that we see is with like a silk toss versus a pop toss on flag. Do your hands let go at the exact same time, or do they let go at different times? So knowing how the skill is executed and really relating that with the timing that's right next to it. Is this skill or is the execution happening at the same time? Is it happening at separate times? So those are important things that we need maybe to move on from some of those fundamentals like drop spins, but still talking about necessary ideas to achieve any skill that we teach in color guard. The last idea on our second layer here is initiate and engage. So it's important to talk about how we get our piece of equipment moving, and which parts of your body you're going to use to make that happen. Oftentimes it doesn't come just down to your hands. There's other things going on, and making sure the performers understand that is a really important idea to make sure that the skills are executed correctly.
As we move up the pyramid, we join the layer 3, which has elements of choreography and improvisation. This is the point where the performer gets to be more aware of what goes into what they're learning, especially with the elements of choreography. When we talk about this in detail in the future, we have 5 big elements that we talk about: space, weight, time, flow, and character. And it's not just about being able to create those, but just understanding that those all exist in their choreography that they're doing or choreography that they're creating. A lot of schools start adding choreography as a skill, especially towards the end of the season, but being able to understand those is a whole nother level up, which is why it is on the 3rd level. And the flip side of that is being able to improvise and starting to become comfortable with the piece of equipment or your body outside of what's been taught to you. That's what sort of puts this on another level. All of these 3 layers, from layer 1 with grip, power, control, playing, layer 2, execution and accuracy, timing, initiate and engage, and that layer 3 that we just talked about, all of those added together will then lead you to become a confident individual performer. And that is the basis of our pyramid. Now we're going to talk about the parts on the side in just a moment. Those parts of the side are what take us all the way up to peak group performance.
So some of the students will, of course, grasp onto these ideas at different times, but it's also important to think about in color guard, we're not just an individual spinning by ourselves, trying to become the best confident individual performer we can, but also realizing we're trying to spin within a group. So if we're looking at the right side of the pyramid, these group skills, the very bottom layer, which it's just G1 because we ran out of space for all the words. The first kind of group skill is just our basic timing. Can we even just like count out loud together to get a sense of unified time across the ensemble? As we move up and start developing our skills and trying to spin together more as a group, we go from just, this sort of happens on count 1 to really trying to match our equipment exactly. So oftentimes when we're talking about drop spins, we talk about watch the crutch tip of the person in front of you to really line up exactly where your pole is hitting. So now we've kind of progressed a level, not just counting and this down is on 1, but also making sure that our poles are lining up exactly. So that's kind of our second level of group awareness. Moving on to the third group skill, or third group level, I guess, is the awareness of really other people as far as like your spacing and what's going on within the choreography. So maybe you have some partner work and being aware of how close you need to be to them. Or maybe you have pass-throughs in marching band and you need to be aware of the space around you and the other people that exist in your space as well. And then finally, that brings us to awareness of the full group. So maybe if you're on the rifle line, being aware of what's happening with the flags. Maybe there's a part where you need to motion towards the flags and to be able to actually realize what they're doing and when they're doing that and where they are on the field or the floor. That's kind of going to be our next level of group skill there.
And when we go over to the other side with the performance skills, it just like with the group skills, it starts very individual and grows to involve other people. Performance level 1 is what every instructor tells their kids about performance. Stand up straight, stand up tall, lift your chin up, and smile, right? Everybody can smile. That's not a complex facial feature. So that's a really good fundamental point. Then we get up to the second level and it starts to progress a lot more. There's facial variety, so being able to express beyond a smile, being able to frown, to use your eyebrows. My eyebrows are the best part of a good performer because that's like 90% of your expression right there. So level 2 is being able to add variety and using more of your body as part of the performance, not just standing up tall, but are your arms involved? So it's a little bit of movement involved there too. The third level is really cool because it's taking you beyond looking up at the audience and actually connecting. It's that line of I'm looking in your direction versus I'm looking at you and connecting with you. So that's a really hard step to get over for a lot of performers. So that's a really big one. Being able to be dynamic with what you're looking at. Then level 4 is even higher than that. I call it omnidirectional performance. You're not just performing to the audience, but you can have engaging performance qualities to the side, to the back, away from other people. And then it connects over with group performance really, really well.
So we think that if we build all of these skills in that order, you can get to that peak group performance because everyone in your ensemble is aware of all of these skills. And that's how you can really reach that next level with your group. We've all used these skills in the groups that we teach currently. We do theater programs, open class color guards, and we've seen these skills in action and putting just names, like Holly was mentioning earlier, names with the skills, and really dive into how to put that in choreography is going to be a game changer in your programs. So we're going to be diving into this a lot deeper in our program for sale on our website. So please go take a look at that and see if that's something that you're interested in. We are also available to talk more about diving into the how you can use these in your programs and how you can really use this pyramid to really enhance your groups. So we're excited to share this with you, and we will talk soon.